This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association. Your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Dustin Hoffman.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Huffman. Today is Tuesday, July the 2nd, 2024. So glad you could join us. Coming up a little later on our program as we look towards the Independence Day holiday and the cookouts we'll be having, we talk food safety with the folks at the Meat and Poultry Hotline from the United States Department of Agriculture. But first, let's run down those closing markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
Well, we're at the end of another trading day here on this Tuesday, and we're talking with Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net. And Curt, let's kick off the grains. We've been seeing a lot of the last couple of days where it starts out good on the overnight and then falls apart. Did that continue, or did we finally see a turnaround Tuesday?
Oh, we had a turnaround Tuesday night or Tuesday morning. That was about it. But it felt like it was up, even though the corn up 3/4 on the day, beans up 2, wheat was down 7 3/4. Those are, somewhat discouraging price moves when we expect a little bit more of a turnaround Tuesday. But yeah, it's been brutal. If you look at the longer term picture here, corn is about 85 cents off the May high. The November beans are about $1.33 off the May high, and the December wheat's about $1.80 off their May high. So it's been a tough couple weeks in through here, watching the market kind of erode away. The crop conditions report, that's known now, 67% of the crop's good to excellent. I'm surprised some of these states are holding up there fairly good, talking to some producers, some areas. Actually, here in Illinois, guys are kind of pleased with their crop, but yet are good to excellent conditions in the 60s. So, that's going to vary around here as we continue to watch the forecast. Luckily, we have a chance of some rain here tonight. And then as we move into Thursday, we've got a better chance. It's 4th of July. Market-wise, we've got a full day tomorrow on Wednesday, no market on Thursday. And then the trade resumes Friday morning at 8:30 is the time schedule we have. Today, we did see the commodity funds resume the selling pressure, kept the market in check. They sold about 3,200 contracts of wheat, 1,900 contracts of corn, and about 3,200 contracts of soybeans going into midday. Those aren't huge volumes, but is enough to kind of keep the market in check. What to look forward to here as we move into July, we'll have the crop report, but too, the NOPA crush report expected to show another good round of soybean crush numbers, and soybean oil's firm. Now, soybean oil has been a bottle rocket to the upside since last week. Bean oil's up about $4.50 from last week's low. Part of that is the China-Indonesia dispute, tariffs, maybe a little bit of trade friction. China buys quite a bit of palm oil from Indonesia. So this put a little risk premium in the world vegetable oil market, and in return help our bean oil market have some giddy up in through here. Also, too, the Canadian canola prices are quite a bit higher here this week, and that's kind of helping the whole soybean oil sector. A lot of buying oil, sell, mill spread unwinding took place. Just big news, we just need to have some export news, particularly in beans from China particularly. They typically start booking some new crop prices in through here. It's just not happening just yet. Kind of feel that that news is going to happen here fairly quickly. With the debate taking place here last week and the way the political atmosphere is kind of blowing around with a Trump win, if that would happen, I would think China or Asia would be a little concerned about trade tensions. Did see Colombia buy 100,000 tons of corn. They seem to pop in here every now and then. The other buyer, Mexico's been kind of quiet, but they're getting hopefully some rain out of these typhoons and hurricanes and so forth in some of their producing areas. Black Sea basis is firm on wheat, firm in corn, especially in Ukraine. We're seeing continued weather concerns in that Black Sea area. As a producer, about the only thing you can do is come in here, maybe put a cheap price floor in case this market moves a little lower. And one last observation, crude oil reversed down. Crude oil has been fairly strong this week, and it kind of gave up its umph in through here. And I don't know if it's just because we have a holiday here on Thursday, Dustin.
Okay, so switching gears, looking at livestock. I know cattle has been volatile. Hogs have been just looking for anything to grab onto. We've talked about that in the past week or so as well. What did we see come out of those markets today?
Well, feed needs, I guess, is the best encouraging thing here. If these lower grain values, it's giving guys opportunity to get some last feed needs here prior to new crop harvest coming along. And that's a little concern with the guys in some real wet areas. They need some feed. They need to get the crop in the ground, and they had some grain to work here this fall. But the beef sector's fairly strong. Box beef cutouts are hanging in there. Box beef $3.29. That's firm here. We're up 82 cents here today. We've got support at this week's low here in the August batch around this 183 area. Hogs, the August hogs up at $1.60. They've got some pretty good support there at last week's low. And then we've got the loins 95, hams 88, bellies $1.12. I'm surprised at that belly that low in through here. Typically we see those start to giddy up. Farrowing intentions report off that hog and pig report is kind of a couple points lower in through here. So there's just not too much optimism in seeing big farrowings as we move into next year.
A lot for us to be thinking about here, Curt. And if folks want to kind of pick your brains there at agmarket.net, what's the best way for them to get in touch?
Our office is 1-800-779-1515, or else go to agmarket.net, click on our intel.
All right, Curt. Well, we thank you so much for the insight. We'll talk to you again real soon. Have a happy 4th of July.
You too. Stay safe. Take care.
That again was Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net. Let's go ahead and take a look at how those numbers closed on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network market screen.
At the close, July corn was up 3 3/4 at $4.02 even. Soybeans up 5 1/2 at $11.65 even. Soy meal up $3.20 at $3.68.90. Soy oil up $1.10. That was at $46.93. Chicago wheat down 7 3/4 at $5.61 1/2. Kansas wheat down 9 3/4 at $5.93 even. There was a small glitch in the Minneapolis contract today. We're still reporting yesterday's numbers. Hopefully that'll be fixed tomorrow. Oats is trading down 1 1/2 at $3.14 1/2. Live cattle for August up 82 cents at $185.10. Feeders up $3.72 at $261.10. Lean hogs up 2 cents at $89.22.
And that's been a check of our closing market recap. We're going to take a short break and hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, we're going to hear from Meredith Carruthers. She is a member of the Meat and Poultry Hotline from the United States Department of Agriculture. We'll talk about food safety at your 4th of July cookout. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to AMPM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Dustin Huffman. And as we get ready for our 4th of July celebrations and our Independence Day parties, we also know that there are a lot of things that require safety. Of course, we always think of the fireworks shows and everything that's got to be done to keep things safe there. But what about your barbecue, your outdoor cookout, when you have family and friends over for the holiday? Well, there's a lot of ways that you need to make sure you're staying safe when you're serving food to people. Meredith Carruthers is a food safety expert, and we're the United States Department of Agriculture's Meat and Poultry Hotline. And this service advises Americans year-round about things they need to know when it comes to cooking different products safely. Independence Day is one of their peak times. One of the most asked questions they get is, how do they need to cook meat so that way it is safe to serve to your consumers? Well, she has information about the things that they tell all of the callers.
For a whole cut of beef, pork, lamb, veal, so that's going to be your things like steaks, you're going to want to cook to a temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Any fish, also 145. Ground beef, veal, lamb, and pork, you want to cook those to 160. Any chicken, whether it's whole or ground, chicken, turkey, duck, any poultry, whether it's whole or ground, you want to cook those to 165. So if you're doing a beef burger, 160, but if you're doing a turkey burger, 165.
While there is differences of preference, whether you want a medium rare or a rare steak and different ways you want your burger cooked, these are the thresholds at which they can guarantee food will be at its safest. Carruthers says the most shocking thing that the USDA has discovered is while doing test kitchen trials, and that's to find everyday consumers showing a lack of understanding and discipline when it comes to sanitary conditions when they are preparing food, including washing your hands properly.
97% of the time, people didn't either wash their hands at all or didn't do all 5 steps of hand washing for a full 20 seconds.
Oh, wow. Those test subjects were spreading bacteria all over everything. Now, this is a fact that most people don't know, but this next fact, very crucial for us cooking at home or on the grill.
Certain bacteria can live on surfaces for like 72 hours. So
3 days.
Think about it. You're making dinner. You've touched chicken, touched your spice containers without washing your hands. And then in the morning, you're cooking eggs and you want to use the same spice in your eggs or something. And then that gets all touched other places. So yeah, it's kind of crazy what your hands can move around. People, especially people my age, love using their phones for recipes nowadays. And you could be touching your phone with bacteria from a raw meat product and then not sanitizing your phone. And then, you just go on with your regular life, touching everything with your phone.
We thank Meredith Carruthers for her information. And if you want information from the Meat and Poultry Hotline, you just need to call 888-674-6854 or go to ask.usda.gov. And that brings us to the end of today's program. You can find all our content online at iowaagnet.com. You can also find us on Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and our YouTube channel. While you're there, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified each time we put out a new video product. Also, don't forget about our free 3 times daily market podcast with analysis sent free of charge again to your mobile device through Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Google, and Podbean. From the iARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Dustin Huffman. For Andy Peterson, Quentin Slater, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.